Sparky1. I'm Alex out with Sparky3. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. If you're watching this live, watching it after the fact, or listening after the fact, we appreciate the absolute hell out of you. Back after a little 1 week break, we got all the boys here in the studio. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing all right. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Can't complain?
Sure.
Okay. Sounds good.
I don't know where our mindset is today.
We'll figure it out as we go. John, what about you? How you doing?
Hello. We'll see.
Yeah, he just woke up.
Yeah, I took a nap, and woke up right before I came over here, so still getting there.
Still waking up. Still kind of, shaking off the cobwebs of being asleep. So yeah, back after a little week break. Got a lot of things to kind of shout out today. Rockstar setting the timeline of when the biggest really it's one of the biggest announcements in history, just because the property of the title and how long everyone's been waiting for it. GTA 6 going to get its official reveal next month. Zelda is getting a live action movie. Kind of touch on that. Zach has been playing Like a Dragon.
Incorrect.
You told me you were.
It's not Like a Dragon. It's the man who erased his name.
Like a Dragon, a man who erased his name.
It is,
but then there's the one previous to it that's just Like a Dragon.
Well,
yeah,
it's
but
still
everything's
like a dragon. It's all
now.
Like a Dragon.
But if I
It's
played
still-
Like a
it's
Dragon,
all Like a
I'm
Dragon.
gonna be
Okay,
which
you're being
Like a
too
Dragon?
technical.
Yeah,
Because
Zach,
I'm not playing the
Zach,
RPG this time. I'm playing the man who erased his name.
Here's the problem: context is everything, and the game just fucking came out.
They could have re-released Like a Dragon again, and no one could have known.
So Zach's been
Yeah.
playing Like a Dragon.
Yeah,
we're
The man who erased his name.
We're going to chat about that here in a bit. Steam Deck, OLED's coming out. I'll touch on that later. Golden Joystick Awards, touch on that. Game Awards is getting its live nominee reveal on Monday. So maybe shoot out some predictions on the Game of the Year nominees about what we think it could be, because it's been a very stacked year for gaming. But before any of that, if you could, first and foremost, check out some Rogue Energy with the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off. We'd appreciate that. They just announced a new flavor. Is the pre-orders going up Monday, or is it just launching Monday?
It's launching Monday on the app. You cannot buy it through their website or anything else until the next Monday on the 20th.
Okay, and that is Snowberry. It's a mystery flavor. It's probably just some like Arctic berry, like other companies have always kind of labeled that. So shout out to that. Make sure to use their referral link to check it out. And then Agent Inc. Head over to Agent Inc. with the referral link and pick up a jersey and join the Discord.
Just over here laughing at myself. I hadn't actually looked at the Golden Joystick winners yet. Man, it's kind of a funny list towards the end. We'll get there.
It is a very interesting list. We do have our guy Steve in chat, and Steve, it sounds like he's kind of backing Zach up on this one, saying it's like saying I'm playing COD. Which one?
It's like you going, I'm playing Mass Effect. Which one, fucker?
We just don't care about that.
Whoa. We did have In7 Day this week. I'll touch on that as well. But look.
Or it's like going to John. He's playing RuneScape. Which one?
That's never up for debate, because if you say you're playing RuneScape, there's like one person out there who would think you were playing RS3.
I mean, that's fair, but still, it's there.
Look, by shouting out Like a Dragon, to me, my brain processes the new one that just came out.
Which explains that you don't play the series.
I don't, but it's the new release. It's also on the thumbnail, so it's the new release.
It could have been the new release, but they could also gone back to play Like a Dragon.
It's the new release.
Because there's spoilers.
It's the new It's Like a Dragon. The man who erased his name.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm aware of what the title is.
Apparently
still
not.
It's still Like
you
a Dragon.
You keep saying it's Like a Dragon when it's not Like a Dragon, because the game is a game that is Like a Dragon.
And this one's Like a Dragon.
No, now it's going to be Like a Dragon, Like a Dragon.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be
but
the
it's
re-release.
not on the title, though.
But
That's
if they go back and like remastered or something, that's what it'll be.
No, they just throw Kiwami on it like everything else.
Basically.
No. See, now their new thing would be they would have to call it Like a Dragon twice, because that's the new naming convention they have with it. But then they put Kiwami on it.
Technically, they do, because their development team's name is Like a Dragon in Japanese.
Yeah.
Man, those games now, going back and look, just if you look at the naming convention of them in a couple years, when a few more of them get remastered, it's gonna be so fucking confusing.
Yeah. But that developer group, that team that works for Sega on those games, they're fully aware of it. They're totally metagaming it.
That's the thing. It's like the average person looking at it's gonna go, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Everyone, like the fandom, is gonna go, it's clear as day.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It's exactly clear. Yeah. No, it's kind of the same thing in terms of like naming stuff. It's also like, with like Call of Duty, where you have Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2 again, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 3 again. It's kind of like the same thing. I've seen a lot of people bitching about that.
Okay, I hate to be the one to fucking bring up an anime on this show, but with horrible naming conventions, I was listening to a podcast yesterday that was talking about the end of Attack on Titan.
Okay.
And the naming convention they have for the last few seasons and the few parts of it is the dumbest fucking thing.
It is extremely dumb.
I can't stand it. Like Jacob, my guy over at ATFS, he's an Attack on Titan fan, and I've bitched to him how much I cannot stand the naming of this season.
Yeah, because it's like, just talking about horrible naming conventions, I just listened to like a 15-minute discussion of people arguing about that. I'm like, yeah, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah. Attack on Titan, the final season, part 1, the final season, the final part, or just going in the final part for real this time. It's like, dude, please stop. It's like you should have never named
at
it
that
the
point,
final season.
It's just a bad horror film series.
It really is. It really is. It's like, and horror films are another ones that have like bad naming like that. Like Halloween is a huge. We have 3 different movies called Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, God damn it, guys. But that's the naming industry. We have a couple different games called Sonic the Hedgehog. One of them's great. One of them's Sonic 06. So that's naming and gaming. That's naming in movies. That's naming in media, is what it is. But one name that stays clear and stays clear cut, GTA 6. So Rockstar, they're celebrating, I think it was their 25th anniversary or 20th anniversary. I think it's 25th.
25th sounds right.
Yeah, 25th sounds right. They're celebrating that, and they made the announcement that next month they are doing the official reveal for GTA 6. I'll be fully transparent. Like, GTA is cool. Like, I want to lead the show off with it because it is a major news piece. But if I'm going to be real, it's more of a weekly wrap-up thing for us. I acknowledge that. That's why I'm just kind of touching on it to go ahead and get it out of the way, because it is a very big deal for gaming, not for us, but
it's
for
humongous
gaming.
series and everything with the next installment. Fantastic.
It's just not a lot to talk about right now. It's more so, hey, it's happening.
Correct. And none of us are GTA.
Yeah. It's one of those where of the last like decade, however long GTA 5's been on, it's probably been a decade now.
Oh,
right?
It's easily been a decade.
Yeah, it's been.
It has been.
It's been across like 4 different consoles.
It came out in 2013, so it's been a full decade.
So it's been a full decade since then. And there's been other games to come along and like steal the show for being like the #1 game at the time. But GTA has basically just stayed at the top for a decade as far as like money makers in the industry and most popular games in the industry. It's just one of those where it's like, okay, 6 is happening. Cool. I mean, we'll see what it's gonna be, but for me, there's zero excitement for it.
There's not really excitement for me. I guess the excitement part for me as someone who just follows the gaming industry is like, thank God we're finally here.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where
that's
I'm at.
the most exciting thing to me.
It's like we've been having to basically listen to about like GTA 6 rumors for 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. Now the thing that I am the most curious of is what sort of reveal is this going to be? Because they already announced, hey, we're revealing it. I hope it's not just going to be a quick little 2-3 minute trailer and call it a day. Like actually fully like kind of reveal the game. Maybe give the fans a little bit more.
I would be so okay with Rockstar just throw some guy with like a suit with a briefcase to like a VHS player, put a VHS in, and it's just a trailer, and then he pieces out.
Yeah, see that I feel like that would be such a slap in the face to the fans. Because like we know the game's
I would
far
be
along.
more okay with that.
It'd be funny. I'd be okay with it. I mean, it'd be funny, but I mean, it'd be a slap in the face to the fans. I mean, we know the game's pretty far along based on those leaks that happened this year, last year. I don't remember which. Okay, thank you. Last year. So, I would like to see like a pretty lengthy size reveal and then probably end it with a 2025. I'd be shocked if it ends with a 2024. I'll be shocked if this game's coming out next year.
I'd be shocked if it comes out in 2026.
Oh, really?
Man, if we're talking like what they should do for the reveal, like you're saying you would like a lengthy showcase of everything.
Show something off.
Man.
This is a big deal.
It's Rockstar. They never show anything.
Yeah, but you know what I want now? Now that he said that, I want a what was it? The Gearbox Borderlands 3.
Oh God!
Awkward as fuck.
Oh God!
45-minute includes for some reason a card game showcase.
Yeah.
I that's what I want now.
I'd be cool with that. Be cool with that.
That's one of the few times a game was revealed that I was excited for, where I'm watching it and I'm like, man, we're 35 minutes in and they haven't even said the name of the game yet.
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I like Gearbox's games and whatnot. They don't know how to do a showcase.
They don't, and that's
It's
what makes
funny.
it fun. At least for like the first half of it, and then you kind of sit there going, "Oh, please end."
Versus Devolver Digital, they just do whatever wild idea they can think of.
Devolver, like they fully embrace that shit. They're like, let's just make it fun. Let's just have a good time.
Or they could do like what I can't. Square Enix did for Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and do the weird 24-hour stream reveal where it's just the chat can control camera angles to switch to of like a prison cell, only to finally reveal at the end like is Deus Ex.
Right.
So that would probably be something that people would get excited about. Which
People found out what it was in like 2 hours. Man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's one of those like we probably won't get like a big reveal or something because
Probably not.
GTA 6. I mean, we've known it's coming. It's just been a matter of when they could drop. It's like they could have like a big production and everything just to show a trailer, and people would lose their fucking mind.
Yeah, and it's going to be the highest pre-order game in history. It's going to probably be the highest selling game in history.
Yeah, it's like I don't necessarily lean all the way with Zach with 2026 or then. I don't think 2024 at all. I would be extremely shocked.
Well, see, I've been
I'd say end of 2025 maybe.
Like for like holidays.
Yeah, like a holiday release because it's already going to be a big game. It's going to have a lot of pre-orders. What better time to release it than a holiday season for a game that's going to make all of the money ever?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like GTA 5 is the second highest selling game in history. The only thing eclipsing it is Minecraft. GTA 6.
Fucking Mojang strong, man.
I know, dude. GTA 6 is going to slide right up in there behind GTA 5 in no time.
Mojang just throws up a diamond wall.
Basically. Steve said in chat, GTA 5 roleplay is great. Hey, fun fact, indirectly, GTA roleplay is how we were graced with Jacob on our Sparky 3 team because Shane plays GTA roleplay, and that's where he met Jacob, and I met Jacob through Shane. So shout out to that. GTA 5 roleplay indirectly allowed Jacob to enter our lives. So that's pretty cool.
Another one of those things where GTA 5 has been around for so long that
People have RP servers.
that it's like it has hit the point years ago where it was like, we need something new to do it. I guess we're RPing this now.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. I think it was just this year because I think Rockstar made like a purchase of like one of like the leading like servers for roleplay, whatever, which shows that going into GTA 6, they're going to potentially have like a dedicated space, a dedicated like realm or server or whatever it's going to be for GTA roleplay, and maybe actually kind of lean into it a little bit more versus the community. Just be like, all right, we're doing this now. So I don't know.
Meanwhile, Red Dead.
One day it will get its current generation up.
Nope.
One day we will see Red Dead 2.
All you get is that
PS5.
shitty port.
That port pisses me off so much, man.
Oh, don't worry about that. There'll be a Red Dead 3.
I mean, yeah, there were.
That'll happen probably before you get your upgrade.
See, that's the sad part. It probably will. They'll probably just completely ignore the upgrade.
Yeah,
because I mean, I'm
being honest, John. I thought you were gonna say before you die.
Wow. Also accurate. No, I want to say that I had it on a weekly wrap up a couple months ago. That like the Rockstar or the Take-Two CEO or something confirmed that Red Dead 3 was in the works already. I want to say that was a weekly wrap up thing. So I mean, yeah, that will probably come out. And I'm telling you, I'm convinced they're just going to completely ignore Red Dead 2 at this point. It's not getting like a port up to PS5 with some enhancements and shit like that. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's just going to live on the PS4.
What treatment one of the most beloved games of that year is getting? Like, did it? What year was that?
It's 2018.
Yeah, the year. It's like that game. Most everybody loved that game. Nobody had anything bad to say about it, and it can't even. What do you have to do to get a PS5 upgrade?
To be fair, the series' original game that was on PS2 and Xbox has been buried into the graveyard, so it does not surprise me at all.
Red Dead Revolver.
Really fun game if you've never gone back and played it. Has nothing to do with current Red Dead Redemption stuff. It's still a fun series.
Oh, yeah. But it's one of those where it's like, Red Dead, it just seems like whenever they release a game, everybody loves it.
Correct.
Everybody plays it. It's like in contention for best game of the year. And then, after the awards ceremony and everything, they go, let's move that piece of shit to the side.
Basically.
I mean, Red Dead, that series is a weird thing where it's the series of Rockstar's weird games that they can just release, and it's really good, and people actually attach to it versus like one of my weird Rockstar games, The Warriors. It's a very good game. It's a very good co-op game, but it came out, it happened, Rockstar moved on and got its own niche community.
Yep.
Yeah, but the difference there is the big game that has the big beloved community behind it gets the same treatment as your niche game.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's the weird one that it got the following and didn't just become a niche community. It kept growing.
Yeah.
And now it's like
And Rockstar's still like, nah.
GTA.
Yeah, Rockstar goes, yeah, you're good, but GTA 5 still make money.
Yeah, exactly. Steve said if there was a Red Dead 2 roleplay, I'm buying boots and a cowboy hat. There was.
There
still probably is.
No, I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's still a thing.
The servers are still live, aren't they?
Yeah, servers are still live. They're just not
Updating
Yeah,
regularly.
they're not updating it. They're not putting anything new out. But as far as I know, there is a community that does Red Dead 2 roleplay, but it is very, very, very small compared to GTA 5, obviously. I don't even know at this point how many people are even doing it. But as far as I know, there is a Red Dead 2 roleplay. I want to say Jacob has played it. So maybe you can message Jacob in the Discord server and ask him about it. But yeah, to double check on like Red Dead, Red Dead 2 is the 7th highest selling game in history, and don't get treatment for an upgrade, but whatever. But anyway, GTA 6 though, official reveal sometime in December. So gonna be looking forward to that. Like I said, I mean, it'd be cool to see like a lengthy reveal, actually maybe showcase some solid stuff for the game, what they kind of been working on, any sort of general like quality of life stuff, whatever. Let's just see the game besides just a quick little trailer, But knowing Rockstar would be a quick little trailer. But anyway, so the next big piece of news that came out this week is Nintendo confirmed there's a Zelda live action movie.
Okay.
Oh, it's a movie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. You say this is a big piece of news. I completely missed it until I looked at the script.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I had seen it, and I'm like, okay, this is, to me, this is along the announcements of like we've been bitching about game companies. It's like, I don't give a shit that you're gonna make the game. Tell me about it when you have something to show me.
Yes.
That is this announcement to me.
It is.
I'm just like, cool. You posted a screen. It's like you posted a screenshot of Link, or like a picture of Link to announce it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an actor's name so we can berate how they don't fit it.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
Yeah. Start pointing out or start naming actors that you're gonna play it, so that the internet can yell at you.
Yeah. The only thing that we know is that it's Nintendo and Sony working on it together. Miyamoto and Avi Arad is going to be the producers. Avi has, of course, done literally every Spider-Man movie project, Into the Spider-Verse, the Venom stuff, every Spider-Man movie going back to Tobey Maguire's. He did the original Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, and then Wes Ball is set to direct, who did all of the Maze Runner series. But
No clue if those were good films.
Which ones?
Maze Runner.
I watched the first one.
I read the books.
I've heard they were good.
Yeah, I watched the first one. It was decent.
Fine. Yeah, okay. See, that's what I've heard is that they're either like, yeah, it's good, or yeah, it's decent. That's all I've ever heard about him. So
he's a solid director.
Yeah, solid director. He's got a pretty short directing list. So
it's like
this could be his big break.
The point is, he could take what was the original concept and adapt it to where people didn't hate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, exactly. No, me and Josh, we were joking about it earlier today about like the actors and stuff. And it's just like, Josh is like, in his opinion, one of the best moves for the film is to kind of get like, lesser known actors to kind of, for the film, whatever.
Yeah.
And I made a joke. I was just like, well, you see, Josh, there's this up and coming actor named Tom Holland that I think would be great for Link. And this random nobody that not many people have heard of named Chris Pratt, who would crush it as Ganondorf.
I was sitting over here and I think you said, who said like little known actors? Was that still him?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was
said
you.
that, but I'm quoting Josh.
But I'm sitting over here and I'm like, yeah, but Chris Pratt's so funny.
Here's while you're going through that rant, all I could think is, what's Link's nationality?
See, that's what they would have to kind of like.
It's up for interpretation.
Exactly.
Eskimo it is.
No, like in all seriousness, for an actor, one that I pitched to Josh, and it just depends on what they're going to do for Link, is Makinyu, who played Zoro in the One Piece live action. He also played like Scar in the Full Metal projects. He's done some other anime projects, live action stuff over in Japan. I think he could be a really good Link, depending on the kind of Link they go for. But I will say for this, like when I was talking to Josh about it, I have zero expectations of any sort of like adaptation of a game. I think this is going to be a whole new Link in a whole new Hyrule, and it's going to be a new entry on the timeline.
I mean, that'd be fair. I mean, they can get away with that.
Yeah, they can. It's the safest route, in my opinion. It is the safest route.
Or they just triple down on Tears of the Kingdom.
Or Ocarina of Time. If they really wanted to go for a risky play, they go for Ocarina of Time.
If they really want a risky play, yeah.
Ocarina of Time is the one that you want to risk it on if you want to be risky.
Link in modern day.
Oh, please do not put those. I don't want to see
or
that.
Alex, if they want to take a real risk, they can just go full in and do 4 swords.
Oh yeah, that would also be pretty much any game would be a risk.
Yeah,
but there are some that are more risky than others. That's why I'm in the impression.
You thought we were gonna do 1 Link? Here's 4.
Yeah, exactly. Have fun with 4 of them. I mean, hey, if they could, portray anything similar to how like Oscar Isaac portrayed Moon Knight, where he played 2 versions of himself.
Yeah.
Then maybe they could do it. I don't know. That was awesome. Moon Knight's incredible. Has some of the best acting in the MCU.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if they have multiple Links, they all have to be a different actor.
No.
Yes.
Please, no.
Yes.
But they all have to be a different actor. But from their perspective, it's all the same person.
No, please.
It's like some tropical thunder crap right there.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I was talking to Josh about one thing that we were kind of talking about is like, with how like the Yu Yu Hakusho like live action trailer, how great that looked and stuff. One Piece turned out to be great. It's just like, okay, or maybe we're finally entering the era of good anime live, adaptations, whatever. It's like, can we enter the era of solid video game stuff? Five Nights at Freddy's did great. That was a really good movie. It's like, can we continue to push that needle of like video game stuff being like good, live action movies? Mario, great movie in my opinion, but it being animated, kind of give it some slack. You know what I mean? It makes it a lot easier, which is what I thought Nintendo was going to do for every project. If I'm going to be honest with you, I thought every film project they were going to do was going to be animated. I was shocked to see Zelda live action. I'm like, it makes sense. There are a few properties they have that make sense as live action. Zelda being one, Metroid being another. But I was expecting just anime projects across the board. So hopefully it will be good.
Shut the fuck up.
Be quiet. Be quiet. With Nintendo being so heavily involved, I have faith that it will be good. We'll see, though. Shut up, Zach. Actually, don't shut up. This is your time to shine. It's time to talk about Like a Dragon.
The man who erased his name.
Yes.
So I'm going to be honest, there was a good chance I almost didn't play this for the show. If we weren't talking about it on the show, I probably wouldn't have played with it because I've dived hard into mobile games right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got 3 hours of The Man Who Erased His Name.
I'll take it.
First off, this game visually looks amazing compared to Ishin and Like a Dragon. I understand Ishin was technically a re-up from a game that already come out.
I think it was a remaster.
Yeah, and then Like a Dragon was the last main series game. Visually looks phenomenal.
Like best so far.
Easily,
Okay.
because like it's pretty much seamless transition between cutscene and actual gameplay, and it looks almost identical to a point where I went and looked up a glance of like, is this on Unreal Engine 5? Did I actually look that up? No, I just questioned. I didn't actually look it up. Sorry. I thought about looking it up, but I had to play because otherwise I wasn't going to. Yeah, no, it's back to Kiryu's style of
It's just the Dragon engine that they use.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a solid engine. They also decided for this game to show off their new developer logo, and they did it in Marvel style.
Did they?
Yes.
That's actually cool.
So it's just all shots of the more iconic characters from some moments throughout all the games, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and fuck this game. So it rolls the developer thing, which is awesome. Then it loads in the menu. Menu looks nice. You hit start, then it's just like added content. Infinity Wealth game trial demo has been loaded. So there is a trial game for Infinite Wealth in this game.
Really?
But you go to click on it, it's like, finish the main story. Fuck you! Why would you pop that up when I first launched the game and then leave that shit there?
That is kind of an asshole thing to do.
No,
I mean,
they want to let you know that it's there.
They're just giving you motivation to finish this game.
But no, that was my exact. I was like, oh, I guess I could try this real quick, and it just immediately says, yeah, finish the main story.
They're trying to just motivate you to finish the game.
I wonder if they've got to have a stat for the number of people that saw that and immediately tried to click on
Oh,
it.
they've got
They
to.
have to.
Somehow.
They're way too meta not to. But so finally get in the game and everything, and more or less it's so for anyone who wants to play the games chronologically, don't play this game right now, because it has immediate spoilers for Song of Life. I assume at some point in the game it's going to have spoilers for Like a Dragon, because timeline-wise, this is happening the same time as the Like a Dragon storyline. And then it immediately, within like the first 30 minutes of the game, tells you what happened at the end of Song of Life. Like, just hands down, they're just like, we're assuming you've played this, so here we go. Which is funny for me. I own all the Yakuza games, multiple copies of some of them. Still haven't played all of them.
Really?
Yeah. But, so it runs through the generic opening of Kiryu's on a job under his new code name, helping out this girl. Some guys think, oh, drunk girl, let's go hit on her, get rid of the old guy. Kiryu naturally does his thing. Kiryu has become Superman in a slight way with this game.
How old is Kiryu at this point?
He is like in his 50s.
Okay, he's only in his 50s? Because I know in like some of the early games, you start off playing him, and then it has a 10-year gap
Yes.
between the next time you play him.
In terms of this game, it is 2018.
Okay.
Yes. So my whole thing with him being Superman, because in so far in every fight with cutscenes at this point, it's just like people standing up to Kiryu's like, "Hey, you get out of the way, old man." And Kiryu's just like, "You don't want to do this," and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, old man," and Kiryu just goes, puts him in his back pocket, and then starts throwing hands every cutscene.
You would think, after the amount of time that it's taken place, I don't give a shit if Kiryu's somewhere different, like in the world at this point. You would think some of these thugs just have to have heard of him.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Right.
they all know him.
Or I was gonna say they got to see a picture of him, and it's like it just like they got to look at him and go, maybe this is a bad idea.
I'm in full agreement with you, John, because it's even at this point in like I've only played the first chapter. The first chapter took me 2 hours because there's a shit ton of cutscenes. But even in that first chapter, it's made several references like he is the legendary dragon. He was the best brawler in all of the Yakuza. He is the top dog.
It's just like
and it's a funny thing where even with all this, there's still tons of people who have no clue who he is. They know him by name, but not what he looks like.
They haven't seen him, yeah.
He's gotta start carrying around like some business cards or something. And just be like, hey, beforehand,
before you continue,
before I have to like beat you down, you might want to read this.
Well, no, so that's sort of the whole point of this game is that. So for anyone who cares to still go play Song of Life and whatnot and know how the story is, it's going to be a bit spoiler because there's no way for me to do this without spoiling. But wait a moment. 1, 2, 3. All right. More or less the whole thing with Kiryu having erased his name, he's going by code name Joryu because he's made a deal with the group you're fighting from the 6th game to more or less give up his entire life. He gives up his name, he more or less, on documentation, he is dead. Mm-hmm. And he's gone into hiding, doesn't contact anyone and whatnot to keep the secrets of this group that he found out in order to keep his adopted niece, her son, and then the orphanage he took over in the timeline safe because more or less it's some political faction that's seriously threatening. It was like, yeah, if you reveal us, we're going to destroy this orphanage and put all these kids in the homeless and stuff like that. Keep in mind, this isn't the Yakuza. This is a political organization. So that's the whole reason why he's given up his name and pretending to be this Joryu. Mm-hmm. And he works jobs for him as needed and yada, yada, yada. And I enjoy this game setting because it fully is just like, you're here. You know the gist. It's Kazuma Kiryu you're playing. Because most of the Yakuza games, it starts out like, all right, here's a fight. Here's like 3 thugs for you to beat up or whatnot. This one full on just go like, here's 8 guys, go ham.
Really throwing you into it.
And it fully embraces that in every fight because it's just like, throw more guys at him.
Yeah, just keep them coming. Have fun. Go ahead and get it going.
And the funny thing with it is also in the cutscenes addressing that Kiryu's old as fuck. Because after every fight, this cutscene, it very audibly has him breathing heavily. Mm. He's still the one standing, but he's breathing heavily now.
He's getting old, man. Shit's not as easy as it used to be.
But combat system is still fun. It's definitely different because usually it's all of Kiryu's different combat forms, but this time, during his time in hiding into this organization's safe house place, he's picked up their fighting style, which is being called Agent, because this political group, they're not thugs, they're agents. So he's learned their fighting style, which is like a meticulous, like militaristic fighting style where it's precise hits and things like that, and then gadgets because he straight up Spider-Man's people. He has a wristwatch which is called Spider, and it throws magical thread where you can grab people and then just fling their ass anywhere you want.
Man, if that's not a reference, I don't know what is.
And then when you're roaming around the world, you can use it to just grab stuff out of trees and stuff.
If that ain't a reference, I don't know what it is.
Because when it first showed me that, I went, Spider-Man, eat your heart out. And apparently you get more gadgets, but I haven't got another one yet.
Yeah.
Then he has Yakuza style, which is his Dragon of Dojima style, where it's just all his combat styles into one, and you just beat people's faces in. Mm. So, been a little bit interesting learning readjusting to the new way that the live action fighting is, as well as one of the new heat systems, which I don't think was in 6. I don't quite remember. It's been so long. So with your heat gauge, you can do a special attack, which more or less finishes most people off. But in this one, if you have a heat gauge, you can hit right trigger or R2, depending on what you're on. And more or less, I equivalent it. You just go into boss mode because you act like a boss. Half the attacks don't stagger you anymore, and you just flip around the screen and kill everyone that's there. I've had no issue. Like even some of the like bosses, I just go into Kiryu's boss mode and I just pummel them into the ground. Like straight up. I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, no, game throws you more or less straight into it, and story wise, just like, all right, here's the setting, here's everything. Yeah, we're going. You're all being ambushed. Now it's a big fight on the docks.
I gotta say, I can appreciate when games do that. When it's like you're this far into a series and they go, you fucking know what we're doing at this point. Just fucking play it.
Yeah, you know the gist of it. We're just gonna go through this.
Yeah. It's like, here, we'll only give you like 8 to 10 people to fight so you can readjust to the new combat style. Go.
I mean, as I said, it took 2 hours to complete the first chapter because it was a lot of cutscenes. But in that, I had the initial fight against like 6 street thugs, the harbor fight, which is the second half of the tutorial where you fight another 8 thugs, then the whole ambush where you fight, I'm pretty sure it was about 20 NPCs for like 2 sets of rounds, all who had weapons.
He's getting too old for this.
Yeah. Then you do have a walk around that's on rails where you do some stuff where you fight another 8 thugs on a roof in a small space. Walk down from there, have another cutscene where you then go into a parking garage and fight another 12 thugs and 1 boss, which leads into another cutscene, which leads into a 2-phase boss. Which then finishes up with Kiryu being taken away by a new handler who's a prick, who you then do a dungeon run where you fight waves of thugs, 4 bosses, and I learned the fun that is doing live action because I can just end bosses by picking up nightsticks and throwing them at them. It's dumb. It's really dumb when you're in the middle of a boss fight and they're like 1 health and you just take a little baton. Boom! Yeah, then chapter 2 ended and I didn't mess with, or chapter 1 ended and I haven't messed with chapter 2 yet.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, as I said, during this timeline, it's happening at the same time as the Like a Dragon storyline. Kiryu's just like a couple of days ahead of, I think his name was Roma. I can't remember. Ryoma. I can't remember his name at the moment. No, it's Ichiban. Ichiban's his name.
I was about to say that doesn't sound like Ichiban.
No, yeah, Ichiban. Because you straight up get cleaned up at the homeless camp that Ichiban's being healed up by the nurse. For anyone who's played Like Dragon. Because the people are just like, yeah, that guy used to be a nurse. He's currently in there with some guy who got patched up who also looked like Yakuza. He was shot and whatnot.
So this one taking place at the same time with that one's going to really help lead into the next game coming out in like
Pretty
January?
much. That's why I said...
Is it January?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I said that probably at some point there's going to be Like a Dragon spoilers in here at some point.
Right. For the first Like a Dragon game.
Yeah, the one that actually called Like a Dragon.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
It's so fucking confused.
Yeah, just wanted to clarify.
I don't reference this one as Like a Dragon. It is the man who erased his name.
Yeah, no. But when you're having to say like he's referencing them all as Like a Dragon. Well, it's what he knows them as at this point.
I was also thinking of like the next game is called Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. So that's why I was just like, when you said spoilers, well, I had to clarify the first game or potentially
and this is why you call them by their main tagline.
Well, yeah, that's why the previous one wasn't Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yes.
True. So anyway. But overall, pretty impressed so far, especially graphics-wise. So
yeah, so far, I mean, it's solid.
All right. Well, looking forward to hearing more about it someday. Because I know you said if it wasn't for the show, you wouldn't have jumped into it. So I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know how quickly you're gonna continue to play this over the next few weeks.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, next week we've got Persona 5 Tactica coming out. Are you playing that one pretty quickly?
Probably.
I'll probably play it Saturday morning. That same day, Mario RPG comes out. I've got it pre-ordered and coming on Friday because I'm busy Friday, so I won't be able to play either game. So Super Mario RPG, may play it before the show. We'll see. I may just hop into Tactica next week. It'll be on Game Pass.
I'm working my way through a new playthrough of Tales of Arise right now.
Ooh, getting ready for the DLC.
When's that come out? This month?
Sounds right.
Yeah. I don't know when the DLC might be out. I don't know. I think it was either the 8th or the 15th. But
Sounds right.
But yeah, I just started I went through. I started a playthrough of it. I mean, it's fun.
Right.
It's like I'm working my way. I'm gonna work my way through it. I didn't feel like going from my like post in game save to try to figure out the DLC from there.
Yeah.
I wanted to reacquaint myself with it. So just working my way through it. I'll play DLC when I get to it.
The only thing I've been kind of touching on in my free time is I went back to Miles Morales for the first time since it came out. Man, do I already missed the web wings so much. I already missed the traversal so much. And then when going into it to replay the game, I'm just like, all right, I 100%ed Spider-Man 2. Let's see if we can 100% this 100% remaster or whatever. Let's do that. Cool. Man, I'm looking at the achievements of Miles Morales, and I'm getting in the game, kind of doing, stuff. I'm like, fuck, this game's tedious as shit. It's like, I don't know if I'm 100% this thing. God damn, it's tedious. And I'm sitting there thinking about, like, me and Josh, talking about Spider-Man, how we 100% it. It's just like, he was saying, it's like, man, I wish there was more. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm kind of happy with what Spider-Man 2 had. Now that I went back to Miles, I'm just like, I don't know if I want more. Miles is tedious as fuck, man.
What's like the first one? Like, when I was playing through it, I was doing, like, I was 100%ing everything that I came across. And at a point, I was just like, man, some of these activities just aren't fun.
Yeah. That's how I feel about a lot of the Miles ones. It's like, God, these are just not fun. These are just fucking tedious. So that's about all I've been playing in my free time. That and still kind of touching on Cyberpunk right now. Still kind of messing with that one. I still have not done Phantom Liberty yet. I'm still just playing through like the main story at the moment. Obviously a lot of side content to kind of go through and have a good time on. And then Marvel Snap, they just released their new season with Kamala Khan. Yeah. So Miss Marvel's now added to the game. So
I was gonna say, like, my Cyberpunk playthrough again. I'm like, I don't know, like around 20-ish hours in. I haven't touched the DLC.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's just so much to do, before you want to end up touching it. Steve, I don't know if you're actually still watching. Have you actually started Cyberpunk? Because I know you bought it, after listening to us talk about it. So let me know.
God damn it, dude! I started playing so many fucking games. Played some demos of games on Steam recently. Backpack Battles.
Hey.
I've been, it's like one of my buddies turned me onto that. I've been playing it. It's a auto battler in the same vein of like Super Auto Pets. But instead of like crafting a team of pets and that, you're an adventurer. And you increase the size of your backpack and combine and like put items of like different weapons, food, like magical items and stuff in there. They can combine in different ways, and it's fun. A bunch of different recipes and stuff. I still haven't figured them all out.
Which reminds me, John and me during our break week did take a time and spend a night playing the finals.
Yeah, how was that?
I mean, it's still fun to me.
The game is surprisingly fun. Like, I didn't have much of a expectation going into it. Single game versus the tournament mode, it's not really a comparison. Tournament mode's way more fun.
Yeah.
In the sense of you get way more rewards, and it's just more fun, like going from round to round rather than just playing a single round. It feels like there's a lot more going on.
And it feels a lot more alive because versus a single match, it's 3 teams fighting for one single cash box and vault. This is 4 teams on a map, usually fighting for 1 or 2, or sometimes someone wants to be a prick, they'll put all of it into one vault. So then you have 12 people fighting for a single vault.
Yeah.
In which, as I've mentioned before, the map is very destructible.
Yeah, that was
everything can be destroyed.
That was I got caught off guard by how destructible it actually was.
So basically, when Zachary was really trying to stress everything that it's just like you didn't fully know what he meant until you got in there.
You don't like you
don't comprehend it until you do it.
Like it's, you know how like when you like if you go to play Rainbow Six Siege and you haven't played it in a long time and you get in a round and the first thing someone does is blast the wall open with a shotgun.
Yeah,
it's like that level of you go, oh, that's right. Because me and Zach ended up on a roof, and I was trying to figure out how to get in. He goes, John. He throws like a C4 onto it and blows the wall open. I go, that's right.
Everything is destructible. That's right.
Yeah, it's sort of ridiculous because it's a big enough mechanic that it can very much change people's strategies to use it well.
Right.
The one thing I will say about that game that I would like to see more of is weapon variety.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 like ARs in the game right now for like the medium class. There's no reason to use the second one or the one that you can unlock over the base
AKM.
one. Yeah, it has like the same damage. It has a smaller mag, but I think it shoots slightly faster.
But the AKM is more full auto versus the one which I was using is a semi-auto and it has an actual scope on it.
For the light, or I mean for the medium.
Yeah,
because I bought them and I couldn't really find a reason to use it over the other one.
Maybe we're thinking of 2 different guns.
We might be.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like weapon variety. The equipment in there is the equipment's fine.
There's a shit ton.
There's
of
a shitload of equipment. There's like as far as weapons go, there's basically like 3 weapons or so per, like 3 unlockable weapons per class, in a sense almost. So it's like somewhere between 3 and 4 for like each class. Yeah. Whereas the equipment in there is even the equipment that you don't unlock, like you have a shitload of options.
Yeah, because it's a excessive amount for each character. It would allow for different strategies. Like, and they even added a couple new equipments with this open beta versus the closed beta. Like, the heavies had a dome shield deployable, and this one, which was not available in the closed beta. Which actually, I think with this one, they did actually expand the equipment a lot. Now that I really think about it, versus like the weapons and whatnot. Because for the most part, the weapons were every build had like 2 medium range, 2 close range, and then 3 short range. Unless you're light, then you had like a shit ton of short range.
Yeah, which I will say, it's like I would like to see more weapon variety, but I will say at the end of the day, the equipment was by far the more interesting part of it.
Yeah.
Because like it's like you can have, I think it was 3 different equipment slots.
Yes.
And like different types of grenades are considered equipment as well. So it's like you can have, and then there's a bunch of different types of grenades. There's traps. There's
mines.
Yeah, there's mines. There's
everything basically.
It's like a boost pad, which I was using for a little while. I ended up I put it in my like secondary in favor of the sonar grenade at the after a little while, because that thing is just fucking wild.
Yeah, sonar grenade is OP.
Yeah, I mean it was more fun than I expected it to be. It's one like when it comes back around, I'll be playing it, whether I play it with Zach or a couple of my buddies.
Because it is going to be free to play when it comes out.
Shout out to that. Steve said he's only played Cyberpunk for about an hour. So very still early in that gigantic prologue the game has.
I was about to say.
The game doesn't open up to you till the big mission, whatever.
I was about to say at that point, I don't think he's finished his background thing yet.
Yeah, he may not even finish the background story.
No, because I think the background.
Yeah,
even if you're,
it depends on which background.
Well, yeah, it's like
even the shortest one still takes over an hour.
I was gonna say if you're just kind of going straight forward, it takes about 2 hours.
Yeah. We do also have a very special guest here popping in the chat tonight. Allison popped in. She said, backpack. Which also leads to Steve's next question, where he said, do you get encumbered in that backpack game that you were talking about? Hello, Allison. Hopefully you're doing well. How are you?
No, not actually, yes, in a sense. If you have too many weapons, your stamina usage is too high, then you can't actually do anything.
Okay,
because
so you do get encumbered.
it's a I guess technically you could consider it encumbered. Because each different weapon in that game has high, like either no, like 0 to high stamina cost, and it attacks so many times per second. And if it goes to do it, you don't have stamina, you just can't attack. But it's a fun game. Another one that I played. What was it called? Balatro.
Oh yeah, you were talking to me about that one.
It is a poker roguelike game.
Try and figure. So based on that, Alex, what do you think you do in the game?
For which one though?
Balatro.
I was reading the
Balatro.
comment. I was reading the comment. I'm sorry.
Balatro. It's a poker roguelite.
Dude, I don't even know. What the fuck?
Give me your best guess.
I have no clue.
Okay.
No clue.
Okay, basically how it works is when you start, you have a full. Oh, okay, not the different elements to it is as you unlock different cards that are essentially like the items in the game. As you unlock them, you unlock additional decks to use, and the decks are essentially your character class that you would use in a normal roguelike game. So like the starting one is you get more hands that you can play. There's one where your deck has no face cards. And then there's ones where like you start with no discards and stuff like that. So it's like that's your modifiers for it. But the way the game works is you start it and there's essentially a point total that you have to hit in a limited number of hands. And when you play a poker hand, every card that counts towards that hand. So you can play up to 5 cards, but if you play 5 cards and you don't have anything besides like high card, and say it's a king, only the king scores points. So only the cards associated with the hand played score points. And I think default is you can play 3. It's 3 or 4 hands. So within 3 or 4 hands, you have to hit the blind. And after you hit the blind and you beat it, you essentially go to a little shop, and then you can buy your modifiers, change your deck out, and stuff like that. And then you go to the next round, which is the big blind, which is a higher point total that you have to hit. And then every third blind is a boss round, essentially, that has a modifier attached to it. So it may be something like the suit of hearts gives no points. So regardless of what the card is or what the hand is, if you play a heart card, you get no points. Or it may be something where you have to play five cards for a hand, because you have the option to only play 1 card or however many cards you want to. But some of the modifiers are you have to play 5 cards at a minimum. So it's one where it's a lot more fun if you enjoy poker, but even without enjoying it, or even if you're not a big poker fan, it has everything laid out for you. Mm-hmm. Like if you're not sure if what you would, because you can select the cards beforehand, and it'll tell you what hand you're actually playing there. The in-game like information for it, as far as like poker hands,
right?
Like anything you could have a question about with it, the in-game information is actually really good for a demo.
Okay.
So it's extremely helpful to see all that. And at any point in time, you can open up your deck to see what cards are in there, because you can modify it completely. Like I've had runs where I convert all of 2 of my suits into others, so I'm only playing with 2 suits in my deck. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of cool modifiers and everything to it. I haven't unlocked anywhere close to like.
Did you end up buying the full game?
Not yet, because it's gonna be a while. I think I've wish listed it. If not, it is 100% getting wish listed, because it's gonna be a couple months before it comes out, I think. Because I know Backpack Battles is, I think, April.
Allison said, hating small children, not regretting life choices. But other than that, she's doing great. Allison, you're doing a great job. Keep being the best teacher you can be. I know it's tough out there with the kids. And then Steve over here is aggressively trying to convince me to buy NHL 24 to play with him.
Why?
Because he really wants to play it on the PS5.
Okay,
there's an online system. Go find random strangers, Steve.
Also, like, I'd almost be down for that, but here's the thing. Man, these games are hard.
that's my mindset too.
Those games are hard.
Those games are difficult.
I downloaded 23, I think it was, because I think it was on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I opened up the controls like menu. I've never seen more controls options in a game.
Yo, there are different options for the controls. Where you can like send it down to
like
arcade level. I do that.
There's like a full 30-page option just for if you're going forward.
Dude, it's
God
insane.
damn.
If you're skating backwards, everything is different.
Dude, it is insane. The controls are too much.
That's just the offensive page. I've like
it's too much.
I've played MMOs with less options for controls.
Dude, it's too much, man. Send that thing down to NHL Arcade 94 and just press 3 buttons and have a great time. That's the way that I play these games.
No, I learned I wasn't good at NHL games when I bought tape to tape,
which isn't even a full in-depth NHL game.
It's a very simplistic like hockey game that's a roguelite, and man, I suck at that. So I was like, man, I enjoy these games, but man, I'm bad at them.
So Steve said no to what you said because he's like, I've never played it. I'm not about to get dumpstered by a pro, which fair. I mean, I'm horrible. Like, see, for me testing it, I just jumped into, I think it was NHL 20. It was
then why'd you buy it?
No, he hasn't bought it. He wants to buy it. No, he wants to buy it.
No,
he wants to buy it, but he wants me to like do like a franchise or a dynasty, whatever the term is.
Okay, gotcha.
The name is for it.
Oh wait, yeah, he's on PS5.
Yeah, he's on PS5.
Because he got bullied into it.
Yeah, he's trying to get me to get it. You know, he hasn't got it yet, as far as I know, but he's trying to get me to get it. Chances of that happening are low, my friend. I'm just being real with you. Allison also said she got called a bitch the other day by a teacher or a kid. That's the thing we need to clear. Or a parent or a kid.
Allison,
that's what we have to clarify.
You need to have
here.
wrestling day at this school. And
wrestling day.
Yeah, just make a little ring out of the desk.
Yeah, just set up in your room. Tell the kids, you know, this is like Fight Club. You go first show them Fight Club so they can understand the importance of Fight Club.
Don't show them Fight Club. Show them backyard wrestling.
No, show them Fight Club so they know not to talk about it. You don't talk about it, and then do your thing in the classroom and set it up by a 5-year-old. Kids these days, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of the kids these days thing that rings very true because I was doing my side work earlier, right? And I am not entirely sure, but I might have seen a 5-year-old with a gun, but I don't know. Because normally, toy guns are very clearly a toy gun.
Yeah.
And toy guns that look like a gun has like the orange cap on the front.
Yeah.
This gun looked like a real gun and had no orange cap, and he just had it in his belt. Like a 5-year-old kid with his brother. The mom was right there, and I'm like, is this a gun? I don't know. I would safely assume no, but goddamn did it look real. So kids these days, man.
What you get for like trying to think about what other people's situations are. Yeah. Man. Just let them live their life. And don't worry about it.
I just walked away. I'm like, hey, look, I'm trying to do my job right now. I need to leave. I got to do my job. I'm trying to make some money. There was a teacher that was shot by her own. So is that the one that like happened like in like the Virginia area or something? Or are you referring this happened at where you work? As I remember the headlines of that happening somewhere over on like the East Coast. I remember that, but I haven't heard anything else. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, I heard about that one. That's what kids these days, man. It's insane. The era that we're in. But back to Steve. Steve, I don't know if I'm gonna get it, man. I'm low on time. You're low on time. You're trying to push me to get this game. You're worse on time than me right now. What do you mean, man? Oh, geez. She got millions from the school. Yeah, that's what I saw that too. Yeah, she came out big time on top for that one. All right, so
what have we learned, Zach? Get shot, get paid.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, someone rear-ended my vehicle. I got paid.
That's true. That did happen to you. All right, so the next thing that I had on the docket was Game Awards. Game Awards Game of the Year nominee. All the nominees are being revealed. I think it was Monday. I think it was Monday. Monday.
Next Tuesday. Monday?
Yeah, this upcoming Monday or Tuesday. One of the two. So I was just gonna kind of ask, like, what do you guys think is gonna be like the 6 Game of the Year nominees? Like, because obviously there's a lot of like smaller titles that were absolute bangers that could make it in there, like a Hi-Fi Rush. That's one that could make the argument. I know people could make the argument for like Sea of Stars that came out. A lot of people are raving about that, but it's like we had, Spider-Man, that'll be in there for sure. Baldur's Gate 3's in there. Tears of the Kingdom's in there. Those 3 are locks to be in there.
Pikmin 4.
Hey, highest selling Pikmin game ever, baby.
Pikmin 4.
Hey, sold over 2 million units in its short release. Shout out to that. Shout out to that. Dude, the filtering is killing me. Man, I forgot that I still have it set to filter. I see it. I see it. You're a bunch of bullies. Here, I'll show it to you. I see your message. I got you.
Ban him.
No, I'm not gonna ban. I got him. I got him. But no, those 3 are locks. But it's like, what else could be in there? You know what I mean? Like we have the Resident Evil 4 remake. You have Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16 might get a nod. If of all of the games, it's probably gonna be the one that gets pushed out of it. I think because of the massive hype train it had behind it. Granted, it didn't last too long.
Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy is gonna end up in there.
Probably.
It's not gonna win, but it's gonna be on the list.
Yeah. What about Alan Wake 2? That one had a 94 on Metacritic.
It's probably gonna
I could see it sneak in.
I could see it be in there just because of the critical success of it.
Yeah. So like looking at like just Metacritic alone, which I understand is not the all in be all. It's just a good gauge to kind of get, understand where these games rank. Because I mean, I don't feel the need to pull up every review score because there's 10s and 5s across the board. But highest games this year, Tears of the Kingdom at a 96, Baldur's Gate 3 96. Had a couple re-releases with Witcher 3 and Metroid Prime, of course. And then Alan Wake 2, 94, Resident Evil 4, 93. Street Fighter 6 came in at a 92. Let's see, Mario Brothers Wonder. Is that going to be in there? That came in at 92. And man,
I could see that.
I could see Mario Brothers Wonder being in there.
I don't know if it'll make the cut. I think it's probably the clear winner for the Nintendo category this year.
Easily.
Oh, yeah, no contest on that one.
Although Nintendo doesn't normally win that category.
Last couple
The
years,
family category, where it's literally 5 Nintendo games and 1 non-Nintendo game, and the non-Nintendo game wins.
Yeah, Nintendo's gotten cucked the last couple years.
Yeah. Sea of Stars came in at 91, Diablo 4 to 91.
I feel like Sea of Stars is there. Like there's always like the best RPG category. Sea of Stars is gonna be like highly nominated in that category.
But unfortunately, it came out the same year as Baldur's Gate 3.
That's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah, it's one of those where
it'll win best indie though.
Oh,
I mean, like what other indies would it compete with? I mean, Dave the Diver is apparently a phenomenal game. That came in that came in at a 90. That'll be nominated for best indie. But like, what else would come into like the indie category that can compete with Sea of Stars? You know what I mean?
I'd have to look. I'm gonna be honest.
Steve asked, "What about Starfield?" That's the ultimate question. Is Starfield going to get nominated for Game of the Year?
I feel. Here's the thing.
Is it going to get the pat on the ass and get in there?
I think it might is the unfortunate thing.
Because that's the thing. It would just be a pat on the ass.
The thing is, it should in no way ever win Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But it is like the biggest.
A big name title.
Yeah, it's the biggest name. One of the biggest name titles to come out this year. It's probably going to be nominated just because.
Of name alone.
Yeah, it's like name, developer, and everything is going to get it nominated. It shouldn't win.
If it does win, it was rigged.
If it win, like, I don't really think it wins any category. That's not me hating on the game because the game was enjoyable enough, and a lot of people loved it. It's not for me.
Yeah.
But I don't. The problem is it wasn't the banger, or it didn't come out being like the big banger that we were hoping it was going to be, and there was a bunch of other good stuff that came out this year.
John got a prediction right, even if he did get lit up for it.
Right. Steve said Star Wars Jedi Survivor, no shot.
No
shot. Not with how that game launched.
I mean, it'll probably make several categories.
It'll make categories.
Game of the Year, no.
No, see, for me, Game of the Year, I think it's going to be this 6. Legend of Zelda, Baldur's Gate, Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man, Mario Wonder, Resident Evil. That's going to be the 6 it's going to be. That, in my opinion. I feel like that's like the biggest headline 6, which that's just one of those things that because of how packed this year was, there are so many games getting shafted from even being in the nomination. That's just like they're not going to win it. Obviously, it's a 2-man race, but it's just like they still are deserving of the nomination, but they're just not going to make it in.
I mean, it's my year. I got to push Pikmin 4 for everything.
Hey, best selling Pikmin game of all time, baby. Best selling Pikmin game of all time.
I chose a camp, but I stayed in it, regardless of whether I've played the games.
That's the thing, though. He hasn't played the games, but he's a Pikmin guy. He's a Pikmin guy.
Gotta respect the stance taken.
Yeah.
That's like he found a hill he didn't care about, and he's gonna die on it.
Pretty much.
Accurate.
Oh, this is here. Okay.
No, I will also be curious to see if there's if they're going to introduce any new categories of some capacity. You know what I mean? I don't know what categories they could introduce. I know the biggest one that people have been kind of asking for is a not every year thing, but maybe every other year, depending on the year, is a remake remaster category.
Yeah.
Because that's just becoming such a more of a common thing in gaming.
It's the problem is because the last couple years, it was two games in every category were either remakes or remasters.
Yeah.
And besides the family friendly category.
Yeah.
Just because that one you can always find bangers for.
You think they would ever do a best interface category?
Explain.
I don't think so, but that'd be interesting.
It would be interesting. Well, I say interface. I guess my more technical would be control schemes. Because, I mean, some games have very intricate and interesting control schemes versus others are pretty trash.
I think that kind of gets lumped in a sense with accessibility. Because don't they have an?
They do have an accessibility.
Yeah, I think that gets grouped in with that in a sense.
Yeah. Steve said he thinks Starfield will beat out Resident Evil in terms of the 6 nominees. Resident Evil is the one that I would drop.
Yeah, it'd be just because it is a remaster.
Just because it is a remake. Yeah, that's the one that I think could get dropped in favor of the Starfield.
Even though it's done better than Starfield.
Correct. What about Armored Core 6? I mean, it'll get some nominations.
It'll
for sure.
definitely get some nomination. It probably will win a couple categories. I'm gonna be honest.
Here's a very random question, because it wasn't even eligible for any awards last year because of release. Do you think Midnight Suns will get any nods for any category?
Maybe
because
RPG
because it came out in December of last year, so it's
I don't think
award.
it can get nominated for RPG. It's I think there's enough games that came out this year that are high profile that'll take it out.
Yeah,
because it's Hogwarts Legacy is going to be in that category. Final Fantasy is probably going to be in that category. Sea of Stars is going to be in that category.
Yep.
Starfield's going to be in that category.
Baldur's
Gate's going to win that category.
They'll probably give a slap on the ass and put Fire Emblem in that category.
But yeah, it's the problem.
Yeah, Midnight Suns might get shafted.
That's the problem with it is it's not going to go anywhere because
Yep.
the categories where it should go this year
had too much.
It just is chock full of shit.
Yeah, just had way too much going on. No, because I mean, just looking at the list of games that came out this year, man, it is baffling. This is one of the wildest and best years in gaming
finally
we've ever had.
A recession from the COVID.
I know. Everything's coming up. Let's not forget Octopath Traveler 2. That came out this year.
Oh yeah, I know it came out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I just haven't thrown it out there because I was like, it's Octopath Traveler. It's a solid game. It's gonna get missed.
I already mentioned it. Hi-Fi Rush will get nominated for sure. We actually have a couple of contenders for a fighting game category with Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat.
No, I think Street Fighter wins that by default.
Oh yeah, MK1 came out. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
it's already got DLC coming out.
Yeah, it does.
Omni-Man's already out.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But yeah, it's Mortal Kombat. While I actually haven't seen a whole lot of Mortal Kombat, but while I think Mortal Kombat is probably the more fun game for the average player, Street Fighter 6 is going to win that category.
Easily.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter
by
6
far.
Easily.
Street Fighter 6, not only is it it's a Street Fighter game that is that I have fun watching, which usually I don't have fun watching Street Fighter for whatever reason. I understand it's a great technical game, but I've never enjoyed watching it. Street Fighter 6 is probably what I watched the most of during EVO this year. And as far as accessibility options in gaming, Street Fighter might win.
I was about to say, because it has a lot. I remember seeing something about that.
It has an insane amount of accessibility options in that game. So it's it actually has a decent shot at winning that category.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's Street Fighter should, in my opinion, Street Fighter should win fighting game and get some good nods for some other categories too.
Yeah. No, this is going to be one of the better game awards in just terms of the nominees and the award winners that we've had in years because of just how stacked it is. I'll be honest with you, fully transparent. I don't even know if we're gonna attempt to do a live stream for the show. I really don't, because number one, we have horrible luck with that fucking show.
Hey, it's
me
fun.
or him will
It's
get
fine
sick.
with me every year.
Me or him will get sick every damn time.
I showed up in chat last year for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, but then also, dude, Zach, that thing beat us down.
Oh, it was draining as hell.
Dude, that thing beat us down. So I'm kind of tempted just to sit back on my couch and just watch it and have a good time.
I'm gonna be fair. If we didn't have other jobs, I think it'd be an easy run. But hey,
See, that's the thing. Like, yeah, I mean, like, obviously, when the time comes where this is all we're doing, we're live streaming it no matter what every year on the dot. We're doing it, but bro, we got other shit. I'm tired. Like, I'm sorry. No, that because it's even another example of something that I do with that is, of course, ATFS with the draft. Draft is always really fun and high energy because it also helps because like we have like 5 or 6 people all like talking at once kind of thing. But man, this past year, oh buddy, I felt it this past year. I was tired about like a pick 10. Like, I got 22 more picks to go. I'm exhausted, guys. Just gotta power through it.
I see y'all do that like around the time. I'm like, fuck, they're still going. It's like shit. When when you brought me in to do the fantasy draft, I wasn't even there because I like you messaged me like last minute, so I was like, yeah, I guess I'll take part in it or something. Got busy and I was like, fuck it, I'll just walk in there to do that. I came back like 20 minutes later and it was on like pick 3. And I'm sitting there I'm like, how many more fucking rounds I got of this shit?
Oh, dude. Nah, just have a watch party. I mean, that's what we essentially do. You know, like we've only done it like what, twice? It was when Mass Effect was revealed, and you know, it was me and you who did it. And
twice
then,
sounds right.
Yeah, and then last year, the other 2 times, horribly
You
sick.
guys got sick.
Horribly sick, me and John.
Oh, yeah. Last year was bad.
And the year before that, the thing is, like, I think I was already sick. And then John got sick, like, the day of. Like, it was brutal. So I haven't decided if we're going to do any sort of watch party for the Game Awards. Have not decided because last year was so fucking draining.
If you mention that, I ain't going to come around you guys for weeks because I'm pretty sure you got me sick last year.
I'm fine every year. I've been solid.
Yeah, you've been ready to go every time. I don't know. We'll see if we do something for the show. I have not decided. I'm currently leaning no, but we'll see. I did get, obviously, since it is the Game Awards, I did get a nice little copyright on that thing very quickly when we were done. I think it was because of some song that was played throughout it.
Probably.
I don't remember. So I don't know. We'll see. Haven't decided. Still talking about awards, though. I did have this on the weekly wrap-up, but I'll go ahead and shout out now. The Golden Joystick Awards took place this past week. Baldur's Gate 3 running its sweep. A lot of awards for Baldur's Gate 3.
I think it was Baldur's Gate 3 was record-setting 7 awards.
Yes. So going through it, best storytelling, Baldur's Gate 3. Still Playing Award, No Man's Sky. Shout out to that. Best visual design, Baldur's Gate 3. Studio of the Year, Larian Studios, naturally. Best game expansion, Phantom Liberty. All right, cool. Love to see that. Best indie game, Sea of Stars. Best VR game, kind of a limited category on that one. Horizon Call of the Mountain, to no surprise. Best multiplayer game, Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay.
That one was shocking.
That's weird.
I was kind of laughing at this when I was initially clicking on it earlier. I would not. That is just like I think someone decided Mortal Kombat 1 needs an award.
It needs something.
And they did something. And they looked through it and went, this is the only one that we can give it.
Yeah. Let's see. Best audio, Final Fantasy 16. Best game trailer specifically, went to Phantom Liberty. Best streaming game, Valorant. Best game community, Baldur's Gate 3. Best gaming hardware, PSVR 2. That's interesting.
Well, there's not much to compete with in that category.
Yeah, there's not. Breakthrough Award, Cocoon Geometric Interactive. Critics' Choice Award, Alan Wake 2. Shout out to that. Best Lead Performer, Ben Starr from Final Fantasy, playing Clive. Best Supporting Performer, Neil Newborn, playing Astarion in Baldur's Gate 3. Shout out that one.
That was also a weird one.
Why do you say that?
because in my experience with Baldur's Gate 3, he's the one character that I have never had in my party.
Really?
Asterion has such a following.
He's got a massive
I
fan
understand
base.
he's got a following, but it's one of those where it's like I personally never used him while playing, so I don't know. I don't know how good he is.
So
He's solid. A lot of his voice lines. and
there is a
everything.
very big simp community for Asterion.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
And to give some flame to that fire, I'm going to out my girlfriend here. So she's a massive Baldur's Gate 3 player, right? And she was playing Baldur's Gate 3. I was going in her office to tell her something. I don't remember what it was. And as I'm going into her office, she quickly gets up from her desk and starts pushing me out of her office as I'm telling her whatever I have to tell her. I'm just like, what's going on in here? And I kind of
was it an Asterion sexy scene?
It was they were having sex. They were having sex at camp. And I'm just looking at the monitor and I'm just laughing.
You gotta knock before you go in when someone's playing Baldur's Gate, man.
did
She gets sucked off every day at camp.
I did knock, okay?
Hey, if there's not a response and you know they're playing Baldur's Gate, give it a few.
Give it a few. Okay, my bad. Anyway, back to the list. Nintendo Game of the Year, Tears of the Kingdom, naturally. PC Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3, naturally. Xbox Game of the Year in that limited category, Starfield. PlayStation Game of the Year, Resident Evil 4.
This was where I was like, this is a weird pick out here.
Poor Spider-Man.
I think Spider-Man loses out by some sort of deadline.
Does it?
I think so.
I think so, because otherwise it makes no sense why this would be Sony Game of the Year.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Considering when the Golden Joystick takes place, that would make the most sense.
Yeah, because I mean, Spider-Man just came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So yeah, no, I don't think it got beat by deadline.
Most wanted game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and the ultimate game of the year, Baldur's Gate 3.
You know, most wanted game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I guess I'm
not on the train.
I don't care. It's like I'm not excited about that.
I'm not. I don't care. I haven't even played the remake. The Final
it's like
Fantasy VII remake.
I've played it. It was fun, but it's one of those where, like, in my opinion, it wasn't anything special. Like the remake, at least. Remake was fun, but it wasn't it wasn't to the level that people try to make it out to be, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But also, that's coming from someone who had zero attachment or zero nostalgia for the game.
Right.
Like, in the first place.
In terms of the Game Awards, Allison said she'll send lots of vitamin C that we need to have a watch party. So I don't know. We'll see. It was draining last year. Me and Zach were, God, dude. I think it was like halfway through. Me and you had no energy. I mean, it became a very lackluster.
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
It became a very lackluster, thing to be hanging out with for Gamesthetic. It was a very lackluster Gamesthetic experience, to say the least. We were very tired. So I don't know. We'll see. And to join in on the Asterion simp community, we do have Steven here saying Asterion with a drool face. So even Steve is in the simp community of Asterion. So he's got a big community.
Team Karlak.
There you go. That too.
I mean, Karlak, Shadowheart. Which campaign are we talking?
Yeah, it's like which one? It's like it depends on the character. So that's
Menorith.
all. So that's all I had for the main stuff. We ready to hit the weekly wrap up?
Sure. John's been playing an idle game
runs,
over
man.
He's been doing that for like the last 20 minutes.
I've been doing my farm runs on RuneScape.
So I wanted to shout out just a few things that took place when we went on break last week. So the Gears of War creator believes Gears needs a God of War style reboot. I completely agree. I entirely agree with how the fourth one and the fifth one were. I 100% agree to that.
Marcus Phoenix is a skeleton.
Let's see. 100 staff were laid off at Bungie, including Michael Salvatore. If even he gets laid off, no one's safe. No one is safe if Michael Salvatore gets laid off. For the people that don't know that name off the top of your head, that is, of course, the legendary award-winning composer that's done everything for Halo, from the original to what we have today. I mean, he is the GOAT in that category and winning multiple awards. So even if he gets laid off, no one's safe, man. This was really random. I thought it was super interesting. Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, was released online. This was a PlayStation 2 game in development that was supposed to release alongside the movie. Development was going quite slow, so they decided to not release it along the movie, but still release it, and then it just got canned altogether. But the game was pretty much done, and some devs who worked on it managed to scrounge up and get a hold of the game, and they released it online to play. So it's just one of those interesting little like time capsule things that took place a week ago that I thought was pretty fascinating. There was also, per Sega, the development of its first Super game is on track to release in 2026. The budget is expected to be over $800 million.
New Monkey Ball.
So that's going to be a hell of a Monkey Ball game.
That is going to be a hell of a Monkey Ball game.
Here you go. Super Monkey Ball World.
There you go.
No, I saw something on, but with community notes that it's not one singular game, but multiple games.
Oh God, not this again, Sega. Stop.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean they're referring. Sega themselves has referred to it as their super game, and that the budget's over 800 mil.
When the first time you said super game, my initial response is, what do they mean by super game?
See,
Because
exactly.
it's either a massive game or Sega's gonna be weird.
It's just going to be Cosmic Kiryu smashing through Sonic characters in tennis.
Next thing we had was Konami says more Silent Hill remakes are in development, so that's good. I'm glad Konami is actually really getting back into gaming.
Didn't one of the Silent Hill games drop and do terribly?
Did it? I don't know.
I remember seeing some article about one of the Silent Hill things that they announced was received very poorly by critics or something.
I haven't seen anything yet. Because I don't think anything's come out yet. I think the couple Silent Hill things we've seen are still in the works, aren't they? Because there's like the remake and there's a whole new game. And I thought there was
I don't remember seeing anything about it.
I mean,
there was like 4 Silent Hill things that were announced.
Yeah, like a show.
I remember seeing something on one of them.
Remake and then a completely new game. But I don't know what else.
There was the show. There was 2. There was the weird flower one, and then there was the one that was like just static.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Well,
I'd have to see if I can find the article because I remember seeing
that.
something about one of them.
Last of Us Season 2 is set to begin filming in early 2024. Shout out to that. Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred was announced at BlizzCon. There really wasn't a whole lot of like massive announcements at BlizzCon, in my opinion. But that's just someone that's not a big Blizzard guy at this point. I mean, the next few WoW expansions were announced. The next 3, the World Saga, I think is what it's called. I did not see I saw some hype around this on Twitter from like the WoW community that I kind of follow, but I did not see like overwhelming like, oh my God, this just blew my balls off. Yeah, everyone's just like, okay, yeah, that's cool.
It's WoW.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, at least the WoW stuff got some sort of reaction. All the Diablo 4 shit, it's just like, I think nobody gives a shit anymore.
That was quick.
Yeah, it's one of those things where people are, when you have such good alternatives in that genre to a game, and they're slow to respond or slow to fix some of the problems that people have with it, they're not going to come back.
Diablo 4 had its chance.
Steve says, what 3 expansions is this news to you, or are you trying to back up that there is an extreme amount of hype? Because I didn't see a whole lot. There's a ton of hype. Okay, I didn't personally see it. I understand why there would be a ton of hype. The general Chris Metzen being back, I saw more hype around that than I saw anything else with WoW. If
jog my memory, who's Chris Metzen again?
Well, he's one of the OG dudes with WoW and everything, and Blizzard. He's like the voice of Thrall, stuff like that. Like he's one of the OG guys, and he's back. Like Steve, full transparency, I saw more excitement around Chris Metzen being back than I saw about anything else with WoW. Like the WoW Classic stuff, the 3 expansions, like that was the biggest thing that I saw out of it. It's like, oh my God, Chris Metzen's back. This absolute legend. I saw more hype around that.
The only thing I think I saw about WoW Classic was the fact that Cataclysm is actually going to come to WoW Classic, I think, which the article I saw was like, I think it was titled something along the lines of like, WoW Classic gets controversial Cataclysm expansion, even though that's why most people wanted Classic.
I did actually see that.
So it's it's funny that they're just re-going through the cycle. So by the time they kind of catch up with it, they're gonna have to release like WoW classic.
Yeah. Steve is assuring me there is hype. These are his expansions. All right, well that's great. Shout out to the WoW community, man. That's awesome. The most exciting thing that came out of this lead up to BlizzCon is that Heroes of the Storm got a bunch of patches. So that's the most exciting thing for me personally. There was also like a new Overwatch character revealed, and I think a couple other character revealed. That's is what it is. Whatever. I'm
Still feel bad for the Overwatch community.
I do too, because we also got this week that Overwatch League is officially dead.
I saw that.
So they're pulling the plug on that one. Allison popping back in HOTS. There's no actual like new content update, Allison, but I safely assume it's probably Microsoft, because when this deal was done with Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, it was noteworthy that Microsoft went in and fixed the servers and bugs for pretty much every old Call of Duty game. And it's kind of the same thing with HOTS. It's not confirmed if that was Blizzard or Microsoft, but there is actually a new update on HOTS PTR right now that all it does is it just fixes a ton of bugs. So, no, I mean, HOTS is definitely not coming back, unfortunately, but I mean, it's cool to see that, it at least got fixed in a lot of ways, because there's still a lot of people that actually play it. Game is not coming back, though, unfortunately, but at least the game did get fixed. Like a lot of characters. There was even nerfs and buffs, and I'm just like, wow, they went the extra yards for that, man. And not only do they fix a bunch of bugs, they actually nerf some people, buff some people. So I mean, it's a very, very long update. Damn, so sad I miss playing it, but it's too toxic. I never stopped playing Overwatch because it's so toxic. I mean, I feel you. HOTS had its toxicity just like Overwatch. Steve says no one cares about Overwatch. At this point, they don't.
I actually saw someone on I think it was on my Steam's friends list, play Overwatch for the first, like Overwatch 2 for the first time. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, it's like, who hurt you?
Who hurt you? Overwatch is more toxic than League at this point.
That's debatable.
I feel like that is debatable. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, because I feel like League at this point, this could just be like me in the way that, because I've learned over time that I don't like, when playing multiplayer games, when there's a text box for like chat and that just doesn't exist in my brain unless something funny is said, and then my brain recognizes it. But all the toxicity of that it just gets filtered out for me. I don't see it.
Yeah, I feel that.
So it's like that. For me, I feel like there's got to be a large part of the community that is either that way, or they've just like minimized it and turned it off.
Yeah.
Or just disabled chat altogether.
Yeah, it's like I feel like the League community had to do that after a certain period, because it's like in that game you don't need. It's at the point where you don't need to chat. It's like they have enough pings in that game where you could play a game and communicate via pings,
just like Apex.
No.
Man, I played Apex for years with no mic, with no comms. It was easy.
Oh yeah, I mean when I played Apex, it was like, I would be a Discord with whoever I was playing with, and it'd maybe just be two of us there. It's like the third person. It's like, well, I'll kind of ping shit every now and then for you, but I'm not getting in here and talking.
Solo queued for 3 years with no comms. I mean, I did fine.
Yeah. I will also just kind of find a little note on this and move on with nobody cares about Overwatch. I feel like now that everything is done in Xbox, Microsoft, they own Activision Blizzard, and Phil Spencer, he led off, he was one of the leads for BlizzCon, and just kind of really kind of emphasizing he really wants Blizzard to be Blizzard. He wants Blizzard to have the same energy they once had. Before, let's be honest, I think everyone can read the room. Activision meddled their fingers and everything. I mean, they did. I mean, we saw it with what they did with Bungie and Destiny, where when Bungie got away from Activision Blizzard, they were like popping champagne because of how glorious it was. And I kind of feel like that's what happened with Overwatch. And we saw Jeff Kaplan leave, who Overwatch was his baby. That was his thing. And it's like ever since he's left, it's like the game doesn't really feel like it's the same game. I don't personally think Overwatch 2 was a thing anyone ever really wanted to do, I feel like Overwatch was meant to just be Overwatch.
I mean, I can.
I understand Overwatch 2 in one capacity. They did want to change engine. That part's fair. Part's fair.
I can understand it to an extent because
Yeah.
there's a difference between games like Overwatch than games like League or like Dota 2 necessarily. Because like the jump from Dota being a mod to Dota 2 is it's basically taking modded game, making it into a full game, and just giving respect to the original or like the original thing there. And in something like League, you don't have to make a second game of that. You don't ever have to make a 2. But for something like Overwatch, where you've kind of created this world and you want to expand on it, and that you have to, at some point you have to like cut it off and give it a relaunch if you want to change the lore to some of these characters or progress them in any reasonable sense. So I can understand doing a relaunch at that point, or like it kind of hits a point where like there's everything from Overwatch. Maybe you want to change how some of the stuff works. You want to completely redo a certain aspect of it. And if you just do that in the base game without like giving some reason behind it, it's gonna piss everyone off. You're still gonna piss everyone off, but they get less pissed off if it's a new game as opposed to just a massive change to what they're playing.
Right.
Granted, at the end of the day, it's just Overwatch again.
Right.
It's just it gave them an opportunity to give a new face to everything.
Right.
Which after a certain point, it's like I can understand wanting to do that.
Yeah. You know, I'll just be curious to see, you know, as time is progressing, like, you know, how much Blizzard kind of, I guess, makes Overwatch great again. Because I mean, Overwatch is like it's an awesome world, like lore wise. It's a really cool set of characters and world. But so I'll be looking forward to seeing what like Microsoft, the freedom they'll give Blizzard and what Blizzard can actually do with it. So the last thing from the break week was Xbox is teaming with InWorld to bring AI characters and storylines and more into games. The AI story continues. So that's gonna. I mean, I get that it's gonna help speed up like game development and stuff, where you have like AI set created characters and storylines, you know. But it's just like AI kind of just continuing to take over every industry we have is just dog shit up front. More up to date stuff. We did have a new Steam Deck announced. Steam Deck OLED was announced this past week. I think it's releasing in 2 weeks. Comes with a 512 gigabyte and 1 terabyte. I typed in 11 terabyte though. That's a big memory if that'd be the case. 3 to 12 hour battery life, $549 to $649 pricing, November 16th release. Steam Deck 2 is in development in terms of just general concept, but it is years away due to the lack of tech that is already right now that would be price effective. Which that is completely fair. That's completely justified for what they're trying to go for the Steam Deck. So it's cool to see that the OLED is happening for the Steam Deck with general improvements. In 7 Day was this past week, and it just gave us a look at the new Pro Tag for the next Mass Effect. So shout out to that. A lot of people dissecting the poster that came out aggressively, and the current lead director of the game is not helping the case at all because he responded to like one of the other like devs or whatever, the directors, were just like, he's just like, oh good, they haven't noticed the other thing yet, because they like people are picking out this part or picking out this part, and he already left a tease that there's something else that people have not found, and just trying to dissect it every way possible. So I mean, the new character looked cool. Kind of gave like almost like a agent vibe. I mean, they were wearing an N7 vest, but it almost gave like a secret agent sort of vibe to it. So I don't know.
Don't screw it up.
That's the big thing. Don't screw it up. I know one thing that kind of was getting around on Twitter was that Mass Effect won't release until I think it was like 2029 or something like that. But that was completely out of context. That was Jeff Grubb, who I've reported on a lot. He's a great insider, hilarious in every way that he does with all of his podcasts and stuff. If you listen to his clip, he's making a complete ballpark guess strictly on how the development of Dreadwolf has gone. Like, that's all his logic was. He's like, man, without Dreadwolf's gone, Mass Effect's not coming out till 2029, guys. Like, let's just go ahead and set our expectations. Personally, my expectation, the new Mass Effect is not coming out until like the PS6 and whatever the next Xbox is. It's not coming out this generation. If it does, it's going to be a cross-gen game.
I mean, it's their one shot. They screw it up a second time. Mass Effect may be dead.
It's fucked.
I mean, I'm gonna say Mass Effect Andromeda's combat was really fun.
So good. The game itself, it's a game.
It's mid.
It's a game.
It's very mid.
I quickly beat Breath of the Wild to jump over to Mass Effect Andromeda, unfortunately. So next, just a couple sales. Spider-Man 2 sold 5 million copies in its first 11 days of release. Shout out to that. And Mario Wonder sold 4.3 in its first 2 weeks of release. So some good sales numbers right out of the gate for those two. There was a Smash Switch bundle announced for the holidays. It is a Switch OLED. It comes with the Smash Joy-Cons, but it doesn't have the Smash dock. I was just like, damn, what a missed opportunity. You have the cool. That's what you have.
That's the one I have.
The Joy-Cons suck, but the dock is cool.
Yeah. The dock, it's one of the, well, I'd say up until this last year of like special edition Switches that they've come out with, it had the coolest dock.
Yeah.
But this, like, in the last like 12 months, like, just look at behind you. There's some fucking cool ones.
This one is still my favorite of the
Pokemon. Yeah. That's the one in particular I was thinking of.
Still my personal favorite. I'm not a huge fan of these Joy-Cons. They look cool, but I do like the Zelda dock quite a bit. So.
I kind of wish the Zelda dock like was a bit different color shaded so that it popped more.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I still prefer the. Honestly, I just prefer the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet OLED as a whole. Like the whole back with like the
everything about that one is cool.
Peak. Absolute peak. Masterpiece. But yes, there is a Smash Switch bundle for the holidays that's come with the Joy-Cons. There's also a Super Mario Party bundle with red and blue Joy-Cons, like a dark blue, not the traditional light blue, announced for the holidays. Honestly, this is like two little bundles like this, and it's obviously since there's no Smash dock, but Smash Joy-Cons. What this all kind of indicates to me is they're just trying to clear stock. You know, like, I mean, obviously we know the next console's coming out next year, even though they continued to play it off, because with these announcements and with all the quarterly sales reports, they continue to play off that, oh, you know, we're not doing anything. You know, because obviously they're trying to push units. But, you know, this just tells me that, yeah, all right, let's clear some stock. 2023 was the second best year for the Switch software sales in history, though, only behind 2020. Did get an update for the top 10 best-selling Switch games. So Mario Kart 8, of course, still number one at 57 mil. Animal Crossing at 43 mil. Smash at 32 mil. Breath of the Wild at 31 mil. Mario Odyssey at 26 mil. Sword and Shield at 26 mil as well. Scarlet and Violet at 23 mil. Super Mario Party at 19. Tears of the Kingdom coming in at 19. And new Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe at 16. Some others they made sure to specify was Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury at 12 mil. Switch Sports at 10 mil. And Pikmin 4 at 2 mil. Woo! And I will say every number I just said, the sales numbers are over that. I just didn't want to have to go through every single one of those and say 19 point whatever, 26 point whatever. It's all north. At this point, Tears of the Kingdom should be past 20 mil. So Sony has delayed half of its 12 planned live service games beyond March 2026. I'm sure everyone is so distraught by that news. Already mentioned Overwatch League is dead. Free Radical gets also hits with layoffs. That is the team that was preparing for the reboot of Time Splitters. So now we'll see if Time Splitters even happens. A lot of layoff news over this past couple weeks I saw. With the Bungie stuff, I think Sony may have been hit with some as well. The Free Radical stuff. I don't know if any. I want to say I saw someone else, but I'm not sure who. But and that's all I had for the weekly wrap up this week. So you boys got anything else? Anything else to shout out?
Exo Primal Season 2. Bunch of Street Fighter mechs in the game right now.
Oh yeah, it's the Street Fighter one. I forgot about that. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, Ryu, Chun-Li, and Guile.
Okay.
Oh no, was it Guile or Akuma? One of the two, I forget.
Wanted to just shout out. I haven't mentioned it in any of our latest episodes. Worlds has been going on for League, and currently we're at semifinals. But it's like one of the teams qualified for finals. The next game for qualifying for Worlds should be, I believe, tonight. But it's in Korea, so it's happening late.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the game started like 10 or 11.
So is it going to be Korea and Korea again this year?
No, LPL is qualified.
Oh.
LPL is on one side of finals right now, and it'll be Korea on the other side.
Hey, congrats to LPL.
Also,
well, LPL's, I believe LPL in the recent years has had a couple championships. But yeah, it's like I just wanted to shout it out because we're about at finals, and it's like I've been mostly watching it or watching like the games after the fact, that, like the entire time it's been happening.
Yeah.
Just haven't been mentioning it because if you don't give a shit about League, it's a lot to watch.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the show getting its second season confirmed to launch November of next year.
What? Second season of what?
The Netflix show. Drawing a blank on the name.
Arcane.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't
You
know.
just said the show.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Second season next November.
But yeah, just wanted to shout it out in case anybody who didn't follow League esports just hadn't heard. If you're curious at all, finals is about to be happening. It's always a big show. So
I only knew finals was happening because their new male pop idol group popped off.
yeah,
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah.
that's fair.
but yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll be like probably staying up some tonight to watch it and then catching up on it in the morning.
Yeah.
And then finals should be happening. I don't know when finals are. They might be next week.
You know, also just mentioning the second season of Arcane, whatever, that has reminded me out of the complete blue. Last year for the Game Awards, didn't they have a best like adaptation category now? Didn't they
Yes.
introduce that last year?
Was that Game Awards?
I thought it was.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
wondering-
I think it was because Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
and Cyberpunk and Arcane, and there was something else.
Sonic.
Sonic
2.
It's like they basically they wanted to have Arcane and Cyberpunk go against each other, but they had to pull some other stuff.
Because I'm wondering what would fill that category out. Because you'd have Last of Us, you'd have Mario and FNAF. Like, what else would fill out that category? I don't remember what else came out this year. That's a video game adaptation of a movie or show. I have no idea. That's the only three that I can think of off the top of my head. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see if they repeat that category or not.
Yeah,
But
it might just be one that they bring in
When they can.
when there's enough to do it. Like they probably created it just because they had two massive shows pop off,
yeah.
and then they were like, okay, we got to fill this category up so that these two can compete.
Yeah. So here's some other stuff. Enjoy.
I mean, Twisted Metal came out.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, the category is going to be there. They've got 4. They can throw in a couple others. They could dig it up somehow, or just do the 4. Like yeah. So the category will come back. I forgot all about Twisted Metal. I'm gonna have to do a Google sesh once we're off the show and try to figure out like what other stuff came out this year because I want to say there was some other things. I don't remember what. But anyway, so I will hit the music and we will work our way out of here, boys. It's on you.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. Yeah, I still never figured out where we were going. We went on quite a few tangents today.
All right, do everything he said and more. And if you made it to the end with us and enjoyed what you saw, we do these live streams every Saturday at about 6 p.m. Central Time, so come check us out then.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll have Persona 5 Tactic on the slate. Probably not Mario RPG. I'll have the game. I don't know if I'll get any time in on it. I am looking forward to playing it. I don't know what else we'll all have next week. Because I know right now Black Friday sales are starting to come out, so I might shout out a couple of those. Like I know right now there's a buy 2, get 1 at Target if you want to hit that one up. I think GameStop's got some stuff going on, so make sure to check out that. But also check us out at Agent Inc., of course. Pick up a jersey, head over to Rogue Energy, use our referral link, and pick up some Rogue Energy. We appreciate that. Join the Discord, do everything they said. Check us out on our website, spark3.com. You can sign up for free or sign up for $5 a month, and we'd appreciate the extra support. See you next week. Bye.